Alright guys, so this one I'm going to do Rhinosaurus. So Rhino, this video is for you. Alright, so that's number one. Number one says that Gwyneth's school holds a fundraiser to benefit organizations treating diabetes patients. For each student who participates in the fundraiser, the school donates $10. Okay? In addition, the students obtain a pledge of $7 from each donor. They find the graph of Gwyneth's contribution in terms of the number of donors she finds is shown below. Okay? You got 10 here. That is how much the school donates. Then she gets $7 for each donor. That's why, therefore, this slope is $7. She finds 2 donors, right? She gets $7 from each donor plus the $10 she receives from the school. Says 14 plus 10, 24. So we can imagine, although we can't see the exact line, this is about at 24. Okay, so the slope of this line is 7. For every additional donor, she gets $7. Says if the contribution of each donor were increased to 9, how would the graph change? Well, if it increased to 9, she would get $9 per person. 18 plus 10 would be 28. So instead of this being at 24, it would be at 28. So that'd be a little higher, right? If she got, let's do a big number. She got 6 donors, right? She would get 6 donors, $9 from each, 10. That'd be 54 and 10 is 64. Right now when we have 6, right, it's about there. 64 would be somewhere in this. So what's going to happen? Well, the slope is going to increase slightly on that, okay? Let's see. Answer choice A. Slope would increase, causing the line to rise more steeply. B. Line would cross y-axis. Line would cross... No, slope would increase, causing the to rise more steeply. Answer choice A. So I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to go through these kind of quick. The line graph below represents the elevation of car as it drives down a hill. Okay? Now, it says, what would be the meaning of the slope of the line? What would be the meaning if the slope of the line were doubled? Look, if the slope were doubled, okay, right now, remember, slope is rise over run. That means rise down 300. You can put that negative 300, run 8. Or rise 300 to the left 8. So you'd put the negative 8. Either way, negative 300 over 8, if you do it in your calculator and press math, enter, you'll get the greatest reduced form of this. Okay, which is going to be 25, negative 75 over 2 should be the slope of that graph right there. Okay, so now, if the slope were doubled, you're going to take this negative 75 over 2 and double that, okay, which is going to be a negative 150 over 2, okay. So what would happen? The hill would be twice as tall? No, the slope would not affect the height of the hill, right? The hill would be half as tall? No, again, it's not going to affect the height of the hill. The car would be moving twice as fast. The car would be moving half as fast, okay. Well, if the slope were doubled, alright, well, that means that that the slope is going to go, let's see, if the slope were doubled of this line, the y-intercept would stay the same. That would mean that if the slope were doubled, it becomes steeper, so it should go from 300 to 4. Alright, so what's going to happen? The car will be moving twice as fast? Yeah, because now it travels 300 meters in 4 minutes. Okay, you drop the entire 300 meters in 4 minutes. So the correct answer would be H. The car would be moving twice as fast. Answer choice H. Alright, let's do these real quick. Number 3. A phone company charges $30 a month plus $10 every minute of long distance. The total charge is graphed below. Which of the following would increase the charge per long distance minute to 20 cents? Alright. So if we take a look at this, we can come up with an equation. Our y is going to equal to $30 plus 10 cents a minute. 0.1 per minute, okay? Now, if we increase the charge per long distance minute to 20 cents, okay, your Y is going to be 30 plus 0.20 M, okay? Now, this is not in, let's put it in this form. Now you have it in Y equal mx plus b. 0.2 is the slope. Here, your 0.1 is the slope. Here, your 0.2 is the slope, okay? So what happens, increase the charge per long distance minute to 20 cents. What's going to happen is now you're going to have a steeper line because your slope goes from 0.2 to 0.1 to 0.2. It actually doubles, okay? So that means it would be something like this. Alright, look, which of the following would increase the charge per long distance minute to 20 cents? Double the slope. If you double the slope from 0.1 to 0.2, you're going to increase the price to 20 cents per minute. Alright, let's look at this number 4. Each month, Rebecca adds money to her bank account. Alright, the amount of money in Rebecca's bank account is graphed below. Alright, so that means originally she has $100. 1 month she has $200. 2 months she has $300. 3 months she has about $400. It looks like. If the y-intercept of this graph were changed to 75, what would change in the situation? Change this 100 to 75. Everything else is going to stay the same. Okay. Rebecca would have added $75 more to her bank account each month. No, you're still adding the same amount. The slope represents the amount you add, okay? G, Rebecca would have started with $75 more in her bank account. No, she actually started with less, because this represents the initial amount she started with. Rebecca would have started with $25 less in her bank account. Yes, because here she started with 100, now she starts with 75. That's 25 less. Let's make sure this doesn't work. Rebecca would have added $25 less to her bank account each month. No, she adds the same amount. The slope is the same. It's just the amount that she started with initially is $25 less, okay? Therefore, our correct answer choice is H.